Amid Shadur Sanders' struggles, Coach Prime sends proud message to Shiloh Sanders. Despite all of the publicity that Dion Sanders receives from his coaching position at Colorado, his most challenging job continues to be balancing being a coach and father. A year ago, Coach Prime wasn't just managing a team. He was managing a family in cleats under the microscope of college football's loudest stage. Every choice Dion made at Colorado had to balance professional strategy with his fatherly impulses because both Shadur Sanders and Shiloh Sanders played under him. And now, that balancing act has followed them to the NFL. The spotlight has only become more prominent. Shiloh subtly entered the 2025 draft undrafted, but Shedeur was the talk of the town. But in the NFL, reputations reset. And this week, Shiloh's name is already becoming more well-known within the coaching staff after just a few days of OTAs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's when Coach Prime shared a touching Instagram post about Shiloh Sanders. The post wasn't flashy, just a photo of Shiloh wearing his practice attire for the Tampa Bay Bucs and a statement from head coach Todd Bowles. His performance in OTAs has been more than just effort. He's smart, vocal, and understands the game. He has been doing a good job from day one. Coach Prime's caption: "So proud of you, son. So proud. Hashtag dad and hashtag Coach Prime." And he has all the reasons to be proud. Shiloh, who had a successful collegiate career split across South Carolina and Colorado but was not selected, has approached his NFL opportunity with nothing to lose and everything to prove. The 24-year-old safety is making both real and symbolic noise besides making appearances. It is well known that Todd Bowles is difficult to impress, particularly with rookies. However, he was unable to overlook the influence Shiloh had on Bucs OTAs. Bowles remarked, "He's very intelligent, he's very loud," pointing out that Sanders was already setting up drills and making covering calls. "He has a good grasp of things day one. You have to make plays in pads. That's what it comes down to, knowing what to do and then doing it consistently and constantly getting better every day." Shiloh's early Tampa days have caught the interest of more than just coaches. One of the best cosigns a rookie could want was veteran safety Antoine Winfield Jr., a 2023 first-team All-Pro and Pro Bowler. He plays hard, works hard, he really wants to learn, and he just wants to improve his game. That's something you admire from somebody coming in, Winfield told Sports Illustrated. Winfield understands what it's like to grow up in an NFL family. Because he is the son of former Pro Bowl corner Antoine Winfield Sr., but while Shiloh is turning heads in Tampa, Shadur Sanders is stuck in neutral. While Shiloh Sanders climbs in Tampa, Shadur Sanders slips in Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns traded up to choose Shedeur in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft, which came after months of media predictions that he would be selected in the 1st round. What started out as a primetime premiere swiftly devolved into a brutal reality check. Shedeur hasn't gotten any first-team reps during OTAs yet. After fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel and veterans Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco, he is presently ranked 4th on the depth chart. Because of his last name, expectations are extremely high, but the criticism has been equally loud. Jason McIntyre, a Fox Sports analyst, didn't mince words. Despite all the hype for Shedeur, he's the only quarterback on the Browns who wasn't playing with the first team, McIntyre said. "The guy's got to be legendary," as his motto. He's throwing really lavish NFL draft parties. And he's 4th on the depth chart, decidedly. So, there's still time for Shedeur to rise. He has ample quarterback big-game collegiate experience, arm talent, and pocket presence. But for the time being, it's difficult to overlook the Sanders brothers' sharp differences. After being ignored and underappreciated when he first arrived in Tampa, Shiloh is now in charge of huddles. Shedeur, who arrived in Cleveland overhyped and overanalyzed, is now watching reps go elsewhere. Only time will tell which Sanders brother takes Coach Prime's legacy to the next level. Agenda against helpless Dion Sanders confirmed by Ryan Clark as HC faces heat for Shadur Sanders reports. Shadur Sanders entered the 2024 college football season as a projected number 1 overall pick. But a few months later, the buzz died down. Mock drafts had him dropping as far as the number 6 spot. His fall wasn't about performance alone. Critics started painting him as arrogant and brash, and the noise grew louder after the 2025 NFL Combine. It only got worse from there. During the draft, Shedeur sat through 4 painful rounds, even getting pranked with a fake call. When the Cleveland Browns finally took him at number 144, it felt more like a gut punch than a victory. But not everyone was buying into the slide. Former NFL safety Ryan Clark wasn't one of them. He saw something deeper going on. He said, "You do hear the word arrogant. Why is he arrogant? Because he won't walk into the meeting and bend the knee? Or he won't sit in the meeting and question himself or his abilities or his knowledge and experience in the game? I don't believe that that's arrogance. I want a quarterback that's so mature." Clark made these comments well before the April draft, suggesting there might be a racial bias at play. And he doubled down on his support for the Sanders crew, yet again. On the June 6th episode of the Pivot podcast, Ryan Clark didn't hold back. He said the media attention around Shedeur and his brother Shilo wasn't just about them. It was fallout from being Dion Sanders' sons. "Maybe it's my algorithm, but I see Shilo and Shedeur more than I've ever seen any undrafted guy or fifth-round guy on social media in the history of Instagram, Threads, Twitter, X, whatever it is," Clark said. "Like, those dudes are everywhere, and they caught some of Dion's strays." He explained that Dion was a legend who could set his own terms, turn down interviews, skip combined testing, and still be top 5. But his sons? They didn't have that kind of power, and now they're paying the price for his greatness. Clark continued, calling the criticism of Shedeur unfair and largely unprovable. Now it's not about the actual evaluation, it was the chatter, it was the conversation around him. So many things about Shedeur during the draft process are character, 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 personality, personality, personality. All these things that we can't prove on the outside. It wasn't about Shedeur's stats, 14,353 yards and 134 touchdowns during his college career. It was about who he was off the field. And that, Clark said, was the most painful part for Dion. Every report was something we couldn't refute, and also things folks couldn't prove. I feel like Dion's hurt also comes from him always being able to take care of his kids as a father. He described the helplessness that hit Dion for the first time. "You know how it is as dads. Man, you want all the good for your kids and none of the bad. And then when anything's bad, that's why kids cry. Because when they cry, we want to figure out how to stop it. Hungry, you're wet, you're tired. Let me tend to that from the time that they're born." But this time, Dion hit a wall. And Dion finally got to a point where he was, "Damn, can't do it." And I think that's difficult to do, Clark added. Meanwhile, reports on Shadur Sanders put Dion in the crosshairs. While Shadeur's draft saga played out, Dion Sanders found himself in the middle of the firestorm. The Buffs HC didn't stay silent. He fired back on the Say What Needs to Be Said podcast with Asani Samuel, defending his son and calling out the unfair treatment. "It hurt," Coach Prime said. "But the Bible says God uses the foolish things to confound the wise. There was some foolish stuff that went on, but that gave them something that they needed. That edge that Tom Brady had. It gave them the edge that you had. It gave them the edge that I have. Folks said we weren't going to be nothing, but we had to prove that. It gave them the edge that they needed. Both of them." And the heat turned up when Doug Gottlieb called him out on Fox Sports, accusing Dion of playing the victim. In a segment titled "Dion Sanders is just another entitled helicopter parent," Gottlieb didn't mince words. Dion's sitting there going, "I know my son. He's been through 6 coordinators. No one's disputing he's been through 6 different coordinators," he said. "If he's been through 6 different coordinators, then he should have an unbelievable array of verbiage and knowledge and different ways of seeing the game." Gottlieb didn't stop there. He slammed Sanders for blaming others. He should walk into those draft meetings and blow everyone away with his professionalism. But he didn't, he said. Dion blaming coaches, GMs, or scouts is like parents blaming teachers, TAs, or principals when their kid gets in trouble. That's all it is. Nowadays, when a kid messes up, it's always someone else's fault, not the kid's. He ended the rant by saying, "Dion's trying to play the victim? I don't buy it. Dion's not showing any accountability of himself. Don't go all God and Bible on us. It just sounds so phony." Still, the damage was done. The media storm surrounding Shedeur's fall now has Dion squarely in the middle. And with every quote, every video, and every take, it's clear the pressure isn't just on Shedeur. It's on Dion too. Their toughest test? Bouncing back and rewriting their story, as Shedeur reps with the Browns and Shilo with Tampa Bay.